Indiana has been the bane of our existence in these last couple of years, and we're trying to show them that it doesn't matter anymore, okay? Juice Dawson and company are here. We've had close games. We've blown them out. They've beaten us in very close games. It is always going to be a tough one when we play this squad. But what you're seeing right now is precision, poise, and a whole lot of good stuff out here. It's Cascade Valley. Okay, that was scary. Got his guy. He's throwing one, and Antonio Vaughn gets hit hard, but it's 17 yards. Got 5 receivers out here. Sees his guy in Jalen Clark, who may be dead. Forward tries to go somewhere, but he only gets one. Couldn't really get the ball pitched out. Forward sees his guy in Antonio Vaughn, who's already down to the 10. Little read option here. Dawson's going to take the handoff. He finds the seam. He pushes forward, and look at Juice Dawson gain some steam. The Coyotes have had a lot of really great running backs over the course of their tenure, but I mean, Juice Dawson has shown a whole lot of promise, and Warren Forward says, Heisman, give it to me. Now, as good as the squad felt on offense, on defense, things are not looking as good. Amir Carson nearly goes offside there, almost gets pressure on the quarterback, and he throws it away immediately. Looking to bring some pressure. He whiffs a little bit. We're going to see a double team, though, and Sainer goes down after 3. Third down at 7. They make a quick little adjustment. Hayes is screaming. We see a lot of guys in here. Amir Carson ultimately brings him down. I don't know if that was Sam Dees or whoever, but he flew off of him completely. The defense started off super shaky, but some good pressure there towards the end made things a whole lot better for them. And we're seeing Vaughn pick up, I believe, his 3rd grab of the game. Sees the pressure, gets his guy, Mr. Wilson, who's known to do some stuff in open field, but only gets 15 there. Forward, keeping things going. The offense has looked absolutely great so far. He's scrolling around, can't really find anybody. Sees someone, throws off his back foot. That's going to go to Antonio Vaughn, and Vaughn is going to grab him for his 26 yards. Vaughn is already up to 4 grabs, nearly 100 yards in the first quarter. It's just been an unreal afternoon for the young fella, and he's going to keep it going as Juice Dawson grabs his first pass of the game. Between Forward and McDonald, it's been a really good passing attack this season. Again, the turnovers have happened here and there, but 8 different players have caught a receiving touchdown. That number will likely increase as the season goes on, as more and more guys get an opportunity, but ultimately it's up to our quarterback to see what he can ultimately do, and Forward is going to get pushed out of bounds. A little bit of a blitz coming. Forward opts to dump this one down to Porter Ryan, and Porter Ryan's out around the 5. Okay, big correction on that one. Forward is definitely, Porter Ryan is definitely not out at the 5. He's pushed out after about 5 yards. Forward throws one that maybe goes 5 yards in its own right, and we're here in 4th and 4. We'd love to obviously go for it, but instead we're going to kick the field goal, take the points when you can get them. We'll take the 10-0 lead. Indiana had the rock. They were doing pretty well, and then they fumbled it with us recovering it, and now we're sitting here in the driver's seat. Forward immediately feels the pressure. He's got to get rid of it, and luckily he does at the last second. A big turnover like this is huge for our squad. We can get some more points on the board and put Indiana in a huge hole as Dawson goes for 7. Third downs have been a little tough for us. 1 for 3 in the afternoon. Dawson's going to take another one here. Dawson goes up the middle, gets decapitated, but it's 11 big yards. Wilson's going to take the handoff. Wilson's got some opportunities. Maybe could have stretched to the edge, but we'll still take the 5. Matt Wilson's been incredible this season, but he just hasn't really been as involved in the game plan as he probably wanted him to. But speaking of the devil, he's going to get a 6-yard touchdown reception, and that's what we love to see. Indiana just cannot find their way at the moment. 2nd and 15. They're going to try to hand this one off for a little bit of wide receiver reverse, but our guys are all over it. D's watching the running back. They go for a big corner, post corner. That was going to be a 20-yard gain. Bradley and Indiana know that you cannot let us get up to a big lead. You let us get a big lead, you ain't never getting back in this game. We can promise you that. And Will Hayes with a drag down. Our guys trying to get a little bit of pressure here. A huge hole, though. We're going to see Indiana go up the middle. He's dragging Jaquez Ness down, and it's 23 yards later. And as good as our team is playing, you cannot give up big gains like that, because that will give Indiana some life, and we see what happens when this team has some life. Over the years, they do incredibly well at closing the gap. In striking territory now, Indiana has some time to throw a one-handed dot to George Pruitt for 10. Nick Bradley only has 2 incompletions on the afternoon. They're going to get one out here to the edge. Our guys are going to get absolutely thrown away, and Keith Washington for another big run. They're going to cut the lead to 10 now. Forward has his guy, and Kendrick and Forward can't get on the same page. Dawson's averaging 10 yards per carry. We're going right back to the young fella now. Not going to get nearly as much here, but we'll still take 5 every time. Dawson trying to get into the open field. Nice moves and make sure he gets those extra yards, and Dawson's going to get what he needs. He's got his guys. It's going to be close, and that one's picked off as a 50-50 ball, and we came out on the wrong side of the 50. Another interception, one every game so far for Warren Forward. Despite that interception, though, it's a big 3rd and 10 here. Can Indiana make something happen? They go underneath, wide open. Rodriguez, Gibson, and company are going to try to bring him down, but it's 14 yards too late. He tries to blitz off the edge. This one's thrown. Rodriguez, Gibson looks completely lost, and that's 12 more to Pruitt. Another wide open play, and Pruitt pays the price this time. Oh, a little wildcat action here. They try to go for the outside. We got guys there, and Lanier brings him down, but it's 4 too late. Hayes, the company, can't quite get there. They go across the middle. Smith is going to do what he can to keep this play alive. Looks like a read option. Bradley's got plenty of room here. He's going to get down inside the 5 now. Bradley feels the pressure, throws one into Jaquez Ness as it goes off all 10 of his fingers. It's just one of those plays you absolutely have to have here. Bradley and company Go for the flip. Lanier and Christoph Houston bring him down for a huge loss. Watching all the slants going around. They throw one, and Lanier is way too slow to react. Renato's going to get in there, and Indiana just brought up within a field goal. 1:23 left here in the first half. We know we got to put some points to the board. They have scored 14 unanswered, and it's just inexcusable at this point for Cascade Valley. Forward wanted to test the waters, but he's a little scared of throwing another pick here. Vaughn, open across the middle. We're going to feed that man every time he's open. Forward, rolling. Sees his guy. Who else but Antonio Vaughn, who smartly gets out of bounds of our 151 passing yards in this first half. It's just been remarkable to see what that dude's been able to do. Forward is going to throw one, but he can't quite get Porter Ryan on it. Throws one, and as you can tell, Forward stamina is shot at the moment. We just got to hope that Forward can deliver a strike, and he does as Jalen Clark brings it in for 19. Even a field goal is fine in this situation. Dawson gets a guy to break his ankles, but that's unfortunately going to be all it is as he loses 3 on the play. Another one to Antonio Vaughn, who's smartly out of bounds. 17 yards later, we are driving. 2 timeouts, 26 seconds left. We can afford going for a run or 2 here. Dawson smartly goes up the middle. He's going to get 4. We're going to use it, and we have 1 timeout left. Can't take a minute in the second half. Forward's here. The pressure is real. Forward running, and they bring him down in the backfield. We're going to use our last timeout here. This is bad. Forward's rolling. He's got a couple of guys. He's going to smartly get out of bounds. We got one more shot here, but we got to go for the field goal. It's 4th and 13. There was a throw that we absolutely could have made, but again, you do not want to risk turning the ball over. We got to make sure we get points on the board, and we did just that. 20-14 is a whole lot better than 17-14 with a turnover. We're going to go into halftime okay. Welcome back to the Cascade Valley Halftime Show, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Whether you're watching the NFL playoffs or watching the NBA games or hockey, whatever sport you ultimately care about, use code GGB when you sign up with Underdog. They will double your deposit for whatever you put down. $5, they'll double it. $20, they'll double it. $75, they'll double it. Literally up to $100, they'll double it. And you help me while helping yourself at the same time. And if you check out my Discord, link in the description below, we post some of our pick'ems in there. I'd love to see yours in there too. Check them out. Use code GGB. This week on our recruiting update, we got a couple of big names that we already signed, which is good news for us. Now, the 2 that we just landed were Tyrell Brown and Michael Isaacs. Again, always looking for help at receiver. This guy probably sits the first year. But Tyrell Brown, honestly, we'll see what he does, but he definitely could play. If you go ahead and look at his stats really quickly, great speed and acceleration. He could be a change of pace guy. He could be a kick return guy. We'll figure it out. But he's got 98 kick return, which you can't see because of my camera. But this dude could be a stud. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got. There were a couple of big players that we sort of lost out on. Some guys committed to other schools like Alabama and Ohio State. We're going to miss out on guys here and there, but I still feel like what we ultimately have here is great. There is a ton of quality, a ton of guys that we're looking at that we think really could be big time players for us at some point down the line. And honestly, even though we've missed out on some of those guys, our recruiting class ranking is great. We're number 2 in the nation behind Boise State. That just feels weird. But still, as a recap, Travion Wilson, our 5-star. We got multiple 4-stars and then a 3-star in Tyrell Brown. But I really feel like Brown should be a 4-star. We'll take it, though. We talked about it in the previous episode, but our 5-star guy, Warren Fullwood, is back on the Heisman list. Now, in my opinion, it should be higher, but I guess the interceptions are kind of hurting him a little bit. Didn't have crazy pass yards, but he got a major win against then number 2 Notre Dame last week, which is huge. We'll see him climb up this ranking, hopefully, as long as we keep winning games. It stops turning that ball over. From a top 25 standpoint, we jump from number 5 to number 2, which is great news. As long as we're moving up the board and then holding hopefully number 1 soon, I'm okay with that. Alabama, though, 5-0 this season, undefeated, facing Vandy this week. I don't really imagine they'll be losing that game, but they're looking much more like the Alabama of years past. We're 2, USC goes up 1-3, Michigan goes up 2-4, California goes up 2-5. You see Penn State, Notre Dame falls to 7 after losing us. Clemson loses and goes all the way down to number 9 after losing to now number 14, Virginia Tech. There's been a lot of movement in the top 25, but honestly, I kind of think that what we've got right now with the remaining schedule bodes well for us. And your players of the week last week were Kenny Burton, the freshman at Texas A&M. The corner had 5 total tackles, a sack, 2 forced fumbles, and a pick. Then we see TJ Taylor, another freshman over there in Michigan State, goes for 179 in the air, 120 on the ground, and 5 total touchdowns. And then in the Big Ten, you know, we got to show some love to our guy right here. Sean Anderson had a heck of a game. He has 4 sacks in the season. He got them all in the last game. Along with that, he had a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. And then TJ Taylor takes it home for the Big Ten Player of the Week. As you saw, he just got it from the national side as well. They're coming out with an opportunity. Their running back is a little bit upended, but he still gains 1. Look at Sainer. Battled back from that, and he's doing pretty well. This one is thrown to Rodriguez Gibson. He had it, and he dropped it. We know the pass is coming. We just got to lock in. You know what? Honestly, we'll take that. Indiana kind of hurts himself. Will Hayes and company trying to bring some pressure. It doesn't work as they go right down the middle and they get a 15-yard grab to who else but Pruitt. Pruitt has definitely been the second best receiver in this game. Obviously, Antonio Vaughn has been dominating all afternoon, but Pruitt has been right there with him, not too far behind. Christoph Houston in the backfield for his second tackle for a loss this afternoon. You love to see it. Lanier stepping up, making it a big 3rd and 9. Hayes trying to get the pressure. They go across the middle to who else but Pruitt. We should know that's where they're going, but we still can't cover it. They throw out to the edge. Christoph Houston, are you kidding me, big fella? He gets the interception. 2 tackles for loss today, playing out in coverage, and he toe taps on the sideline. We see you out here. Christoph Houston, again, not playing middle linebacker like he played last year. Sam Dees came in and took that from him, but we really found out that Christoph Houston can do a whole lot more than just play in the middle. The dude can play in the edge and in coverage. Got to tip our cap to this offensive line as well. They are doing a phenomenal job in making sure that Juice Dawson has lane after lane out there. Forward hands it off to Dawson, but Dawson makes it a 3rd and short. No idea for how long, but it's scary nonetheless, and Kendrick drops what could have been an easy first down. Forward feels the pressure, immediately goes to the right-hand side. He saw the lineup, he knew he had it, and he gets out of bounds unscathed, a 24-yard scamper. Dawson comes back in the game now. Forward's going to keep this one. He goes right up the middle, and he's going to slide. Perfect execution. Goes to the play action. Sees a guy deep over the middle, and it's Antonio Vaughn. They say he got his foot in, and that's going to be a big receiving touchdown to extend this lead to double digits. Now, a lot happened when we simmed a few plays. Byers ends up getting a huge interception. We end up seeing Jalen Clark go to the house on a huge passing play for Warren Forward. So now we've got an extended lead of 20 points, and we're in the driver's seat. They check one down here. Rodriguez Gibson brings them, but that's another first down for Indiana. With the state of the game, I wouldn't quite say that Indiana's out of it, but this is a situation where they definitely have to put some points on the board on this drive, or it's not looking good for him. 2nd and 9, they go with a little halfback draw here to Sainer, who's been getting yards, but he's still struggling somewhat today. Crucial 3rd down, might be 4-down territory for Indiana. They got a couple of guys. Will Hayes gets in there. Jaquez Ness and company. They say Sainer actually fell enough forward to get the first. Nick Bradley has been good, but it's just his Cascade Valley defense has stepped up when we need him the most. Now this running game, though, is starting to pick up. What a run here. Are you kidding me? Sainer, who's been honestly mediocre for some of this game, gets a huge run to put him in scoring territory. Trying to make sure we get a blitz going. We got a couple of guys that should be over here in the edge. They're not going to be. Lanier gets pushed in the back, in my opinion, and Sainer now 2 back-to-back great runs makes this a game again for Indiana. A good long drive makes things very, very difficult for Indiana, but we know their defense is going to put a lot of pressure on us here. He sees a guy deep, he throws one, and as the pressure gets to him, he overthrows Matt Wilson, which would have been a surefire touchdown. Forward sets his feet this time, throws one, which almost looks like it got overthrown, but Wilson is able to show the speed and get there for 31. Kendrick hasn't really run the football much today, but that's a solid run to get us about 8. Forward's going to keep this one, gets the block he needs, gets to the outside. Can Forward get enough? He does. It's 15 big ones. Patrick McDonald comes in. Looks like Forward may have had an injury there, may just be a little bit tired considering how much he's been having to run today, and McDonald immediately has the pressure and has to go down. McDonald certainly capable. Has done some great things this season. Throws one to Jalen Clark, who rises up and gets it. Forward looks like he's seen enough, and he's right back in the game here. Says no abdominal strain is going to keep me out of this one. Throws another big catch to Antonio Vaughn, who honestly has been silent pretty much in the second half. Has a guy underneath. He's going to get to Mikael Smith, but he can't get the block that he needs to turn. Forward sees his guys. Throws one off his back foot, running across the middle. It might have been the worst decision he's made in a long time. That one could have been a touchdown if he ran it, but instead he tries to get the passing touchdown, and it's the second pick of the game. They go underneath. They got a guy, but he's forced out of bounds, make it 4th and 2. Big decision coming up. Can't really get any pressure. They throw a dot. It's Johnson again for the second time in a row, and Johnson is now here streaking down the sideline. Lanier forces him out of bounds, but it's 41 yards too late. They go with a wide receiver screen here, and Jonas Shackelford comes in for a rare play for 2nd and goal. Empty set here. Bradley going underneath for a screen, and that's going to be huge when he fumbles, but no one from Cascade Valley seems to notice until it's too late. Field goals don't really help you too much. Dees gets in there, but it doesn't matter. It's a strike to West. Indiana's cut this lead to 7. To make matters worse, something we didn't realize is that we actually missed an extra point. Aiden Bailey in danger of losing his job, honestly, going into next season. Forward's going to keep this one, goes upfield, slides properly, and we're going to keep that clock moving. We cannot afford, going on the field and punting this football. We need at least a field goal to extend that lead to something that makes it tough for Indiana. Juice Dawson takes another handoff. Doesn't like anything, though, and only gets one. Forward, chills, throws one. He's got his guy, and Jalen Clark makes an incredible move. Can he get the block? He does, and Clark is going to get the juke move, the block, and 64 yards later, he's in the end zone. Warren Forward, show yourself, young fella. Warren throws one, and it's going to be extended, but not where we need it. We're going to go to the studio update here. We see that Michigan loses a huge one to Miami of Ohio. They're in shambles now. Going to pick up here with Indiana having the ball, down 12 with a minute 38 left. Points have got to be in their future if they want to have any semblance of a chance. And look at Kendall Owens get his first sack in a couple of weeks here. They need a big play. They go underneath. They're obviously in 4-down territory, and that's a big one, but they say it's 4th and inches. Send a guy over. They go up the middle. Lanier, though, making his 9th tackle of the game is going to be the biggest one, as that is going to end this ball game for Indiana. They're done. At some point this season, we've got to wonder if Warren Forward's interceptions are going to cost us a game, but right now we're undefeated. 346 through the air, 79 on the ground, and 5 total touchdowns. Without that dude, we ain't winning this game at all. We saw what McDonald and Fullwood obviously did today. Big hats off to them, but the 2 interceptions by Fullwood scares me definitely a little bit too much. Dawson at 93 in the ground. Fullwood is the only rushing touchdown we had this afternoon. On the receiving side, Antonio Vaughn balled out in the first half. In the second half, things are a little bit more different. 9 for 138, 1 touchdown. Wilson got a touchdown as well, and Jalen Clark goes for 132 on 4 grabs and 2 touchdowns. Love to see him get back involved in that passing game, huge today. And then on defense, we're going to ultimately see Michael Lanier had 10 tackles, 9 solo, and 2 for a loss. He was the MVP on defense by far. We had 2 sacks, Amir Carson and Kendall Owens getting involved. And the interceptions, we had 1 by DJ Byers. Love to see that. And then 1 by Christoph Houston, which was by far, I think, the play of the game. This team has had some rough edges, but again, a top 16 opponent. We beat them by double digits. We need all the wins we can get, and as long as we're winning, who cares? Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys in the next one.